Hey everyone, this video is designed for construction managers and construction project engineers considering getting your PMP or Project Management Professional. In the video, I'll discuss what PMP is, who can apply for it, what it takes to get, and for construction professionals, whether it's worth getting. So PMP stands for Project Management Professional, and it's a globally recognized certification in project management run by the Project Management Institute. It demonstrates holders have experience managing projects, education, and competencies in project management. And it's probably the most widely, globally recognized certification you can get. So who can get the PMP? Basically, there's two groups of people who can get it. Those with a 4-year degree need 3 years managing projects and 35 hours of project management education. Then they can apply for it. Those without a 4-year university degree need 5 years experience running project and also the 35 hours of education. Once you've met those requirements, you then need to study for and sit a 4-hour project management exam that proves you really understand the project management fundamentals as defined by PMI. So, is it worth it for construction managers to get? Well, to answer this question, we've got to look at the benefits of getting it as well as the costs. So starting with the benefits. The first is that it looks really, really good on your CV. Since I got my PMP, every job interview I've done, or everyone who's looked at my CV, has commented that I've got the PMP. So people recognize what it is and they recognize that it's important to have. As well, I have it on my LinkedIn, and probably around 10 times I've had colleagues ask, "Oh, you've got your PMP. How do I get it?" So from that sense, it is really good to have, and it is something that people recognize. The other thing is by studying for and doing the 35 hours of mandated education, it forces you to learn the basics of project management. And I think a lot of people who work in the construction industry probably have a similar experience, but it shocks me how many people in our industry don't understand the basics of project management. And you can see mistakes people make because they don't. So just in terms of your own performance in your job, you're going to do better at your job if you understand the foundations. And if you do better in your job, you'll get more salary increases and more promotions. Now, the costs. What are the costs of getting your PMP? Well, there's the dollar value. It costs between $300 to $500 to sit the exam. Then on top of that, you've got to pay for the 35 hours of education. Then there's the time cost. You obviously need to do the 35 hours of education. So if you devote 5 hours a week to studying, that's 2 months just to do the 35 hours of education. Then you need to study for and sit the exam. The exam is a bit of a monster. It's 4 hours of multiple choice questions that test basically everything across the PMI. I estimate I probably spent another 35 hours studying to pass the exam, doing tons and tons of practice questions and multiple choice questions. And the final thing that I think is a negative of the PMI, which was probably the thing I found most disappointing about it, is the project management concepts it teaches are super, super generic. And I guess they have to be because it serves such a broad audience. It covers IT projects, healthcare projects, software projects. So there's a lot in there about agile and hybrid methodologies. And a lot of it just isn't really that relevant to construction. You have to go into this, if you really want to get the most out of it, I think you have to make this extra effort to dive into how the project management concepts apply to construction management. Overall, my verdict would be, I think it's definitely worth getting the PMP. The job market's competitive, it doesn't cost that much to get, and mastering the fundamentals helps. But I think there are some drawbacks, and if you do the PMP, I would strongly suggest making that extra effort of trying to relate the concepts you learn to construction management. And that way, you definitely get the most out of it.